Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 114. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. It's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not Hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building. West Coast. What's happening? And reintroduce yourself to the audience.
You want John Watson, Sports for You podcast at J Watson's M984 on Twitter and IG.
He give out
What's
his whole
up? This
good.
what's up? What's up? This Mark, Sports for You podcast. Hi, I'm Mark and hi, I'm Mark1 on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about?
This your boy Nick Freeze. You know what I'm saying? Sports for You podcast. Follow me on social media at 99gorilla with extreme caution.
Copy that. Now, let them know where y'all coming in from. International Hype, not just a hashtag. It is a way of life.
Representing the West Coast, LA.
Copy that. Time for the rundown. E-Block Radio Network every Monday, 2 o'clock on the E-Block Radio Network. Tuesday, GFT Radio Network, 2 o'clock. Wednesday, 216 The Blend, 12 midnight, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Thursday, wide open. West Coast, what's happening? I Say Podcast Radio Network, Fridays at 10 a.m. And then we go Saturday, THC Media, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Sundays, wide open. West Coast, what's happening? Dallas, I need both of them situations back on the situation so we can get situated. Now, we go Custom Hustle World for the Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. for Twitter. That's my clothing line. We do jerseys, custom jackets, custom t-shirts. We got the shorts. The hat should be in by the time that this episode drops. We have the sneaks. We have the ones and the twos. You want the CH1s or the CH2s? They're available in any color that you can put together. The threes will be coming soon, actually, too. And yeah, the hats, like I said, the hats should be landing soon too, and we got more product that we're working on. Also, the barber capes. The barber capes with the How to Hustle Enterprise are all over them. So if you cut hair or do hair in or out of the city, however you need to make those situations happen, we will make it happen. H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. That is my cleaning company. We do roof and plumbing, HVAC cleanups, clean outs, flooring, carpeting, and remodeling. So if you need us to come out to the West Coast and get your situation all together, we make it worth my while and we will slide. Now, episode 113, Sports for You back in the building. Shouts out to my guys, you know what I'm saying? They're on every week, twice a week. Usually catch me down in the comments with them. We did a little sports off mic, you know what I'm saying? But because these guys do sports, they're never doing sports when we get here, okay? You're never getting that from them. Your audience that's tapping in, what's up? Appreciate you hitting the button. We only accept 5 stars on the How to Hustle podcast. This is the topic for us, though, today. What is the most important title that you have? I was doing an episode, shouts out to GFT on the Monday nights. We'll be live every Monday, 10 o'clock on the YouTube channel, the Twitch streams, all of that. And somebody was saying something about the titles. We was talking marriage. And the chick was saying about the girlfriend and the wife, it wasn't really a big difference. That led us to titles and how the weight the titles hold, because titles are important. What is the most important title that you have? Since Mark came to work late, we're going to make him go first. Talk to us.
I have a bunch of important titles in my life. You know, son, brother, friend.
Everybody has all them titles, but which one is it, Mark?
The most important one is dad.
Copy that.
Is nothing comes before that. Is nothing more important than that. Is nothing I take more serious than that.
Nick,
I have to agree. Same here, man. Becoming a father, man, that's the best feeling I done had. Not even close.
John,
I make it 3 for 3 because I love being a father. I love being a girl dad. It's the best feeling in the world. Wouldn't change it for nothing.
all right. See, my answer is different. Most important title that I have is son. The reason why son would be the most important title is because son prepared me to be able to do all the other jobs. Me being a son to the parents that I'm a son to, let me see what marriage looks like, which makes it easier for me to be a husband, which then makes it easy for me to be a father because I know what it looks like. I know what it should look like. I know what love looks like. I know what respect, honor. I know what friendship. I know how to do all of those different things from the parents that I came from. And without having them to show me all of those things, I don't know if I could be a good father, because how you know what it looked like if you never saw it? So then you can do the job. You can do the job without seeing it. Let's not, misconstrue that. But you know how it feels to be that child. And when you then become that parent, you know what it was like to be 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever the age is. So you was like, let me try to revert back to his thought process or her thought process so that I can handle these different situations. So that's why I would say son was the one for me. because there's so many aspects that you get from son that will lead to the rest of it. Because you're either gonna learn what you like and what you don't like, how you want to be treated, or how you don't want to be treated, or how to treat people.
That's a fact right there. I can definitely agree with that. That's why son was second on my list, especially with going through after I just went through. That's definitely most important. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, seeing both parents there, knowing what you like, what you dislike. Son is definitely an important title, but to me, it's just, you know, once I became that father, that just took over everything for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want nobody listening to this to hear that you're demeaning any of the titles.
Right.
The title that somebody might have is just friend. It might
Mhm.
be brother, cousin, whatever that might be. Like, let's not demean any of those titles with this topic. But is certain things that you're going to get. The one thing about parent is I can get married again. I can have more kids. Those are just it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're the only ones you're the only ones that you're getting out of this. Nick, go ahead. You look like you got something to say.
I'm gonna say
No.
with me, it's like, yeah, something like it would have been, son would have been second, but I also think about, you know, I'm the only grandson of all my cousins. All my cousins were girls, so like, and when my mama had me, I was finally someone out of her, my late aunt Virginia, and my uncle Damon, where finally someone had a boy. So I think I take pride in the fact that I was the only grandson out of all my grandparents' grandkids, because I'm the second to the youngest. I'm the only boy, and like all my younger cousins, all the great grandkids are majority grandsons, like are majority boys, with the exception of maybe my cousin's oldest daughter and then my daughter. So, but I take pride in the fact that I'm the only grandson out of all my grandparents' grandkids.
Nah, see, that's another one there too, though, which is, again, that's why I said I don't want to mean none of the titles, because you become the person that everybody's looking to then. You become it. You become the responsible one, or you the cousin that everybody gonna call. You're the only one that they got to call. So that's why sometimes that cousin situation is it, because certain cousins hold more weight than others.
That's fact right there.
You know what I'm saying? You got some cousins that's more like my cousin Ro was on episode 100, did the best man speech. Ro ain't my cousin. That's my right hand. If anybody know anything, it's him. Like, and you got some cousins was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about such and such from such and such place. Making people names out.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Mark. You was trying to jump in?
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, even I was about to ask you a question, because you have a title that none of us have. Where's the husband title come in at?
We're gonna talk honestly. We ain't gonna give you the political answer. Husband kind of falls in after dad, and they kind of like intertwine together, but they kind of intertwine together, but then they don't. If you in a certain situation, see, my situation ain't that. Both my kids is by my wife, so and I got two girls. So me being a husband, again, that's what you're going to see. What the kids are going to see is, how do you treat my mom? How do you talk to my mom? How do you show us affection, love, and all of those different situations? So it's like you kind of can't have one without the other in my situation. So I would say like it's kind of a tie between second and third. But if we're going to we're going to vote for something. Let's not ride the fence. I'm gonna say it's third. But that having that other individual is the same thing, like not the same thing as having a kid, because it makes it something where it's like I gotta change the ways, views, and things that I would have done for this person, and I want to do it because I met this person. So it's not even a thing where you find it hard to do those things, is because it's like she makes me want to do this. He makes me want to do this, is what I would assume that the woman would say. So most people are going to just tell you, it's my wife, it's my wife. Like, I'm not that guy who's just going to tell you what you want to hear. So I would say wife would be like third, but love you, baby. Now
I ain't mad at that answer. I ain't mad at that answer at all.
because I mean, like it's like asking you which kid is your favorite. Like you know what I'm saying, you can't really answer that question because
Mhm.
for real with the kids is really like what age are they, and then I'll tell you which one am I feeling at the moment.
Right.
Because once they get teenager, they're gonna take you through hell. The little one is always gonna be your favorite at the moment because they're the little one. They've got the less stress that they're providing you. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is keep the bottles on ice. You know what I'm saying? We're good. I got to keep cashing you out because you keep fucking up the car and like you done messed up the bag. You done fumbled the bag 3-4 times. I got to help you move. Like them kids get tricky depending on what the
Yeah.
ages and stages is.
Yeah.
But now let me throw this one to you, Nick. Since you
Yes,
said
sir.
father was your answer.
Uh-huh.
What do you believe set you up for fatherhood? Like what made it such a thing for you once you became a dad that it was like this was it for me? I understand everybody got kids understands like it's a feeling of knowing like damn this is mine and they can't breathe air. Only thing they can do is breathe air without me. But
Mhm.
I gotta show them the rest of everything else. So like outside of that, give me a little bit deeper.
The thing that I've tried to use for my experience so far is like, the stuff I can remember like from growing up, because I was raised by my grandparents. So I always look back at how their relationship was or whatever, because my mom and dad, they were never married, but they broke up when I was like 13 or something. So I always looked at my grandparents and how their relationship was, and I use that as a model as far as how I want to go about my relationships, or even just how like how my grandfather dealt with me. The love and all the attention that he showed with me, I try to do the same thing with my son. And I remember the lack of attention that I got, from my dad and my mom and certain stuff, situations. And I remember how that feeling was, and I put
You
that into
never want to
perspective as
put
well.
you don't want to put him in that situation. Copy, yeah.
Exactly, because I know how it is when certain situations, this is a hypothetical. Like you go up there and ask for help in a certain situation, and you don't get the help either immediately or you don't get it at all. And that feeling is something that you remember for a long time. And I don't want to put that type of stress and everything on him, because I know you might know exactly how that situation is. So that's how I've gone about it so far. He just turned a year last month, so it's been up and down. It's definitely a new experience, and like you said, the only thing he can do for himself right now is breathe. Well, he can walk now, but outside of that, I got to pretty much do everything. If he want to eat, I got to feed him. If he get tired, I got to hold him.
And
All
even
that
that,
stuff. All that is
if
new.
you ain't in the house walking around, he ain't gonna never learn how to walk. Like,
Exactly.
if you crawled on your damn stomach all day, he gonna go, well, this is how we get around.
How we move. Yep.
Exactly. And I gotta remember, like, for me, y'all know I talk crazy. Like I be saying off the wall shit sometimes. And I gotta remember that, as he gets older, I can't say that off the wall shit all the time. I can still say off the wall shit, but I gotta put like a filter on it. And that's something that I've been working on. My girl for sure me about
Yeah,
it.
right.
You
Yeah,
got another couple
right.
months. You got another couple months of that because the first time he say it back, you ain't going. The first time he go to daycare and say it, the feeling in your stomach is gonna make you change your whole life. Because he gonna say some shit in school, and they gonna say, "Well, we're gonna have to get you to come pick him up. He's suspended." Because
Mhm.
he said, and you gonna be like, "Damn, he got that just for me too." Said it
Oh
exactly
yeah,
how I
for
said.
sure. Like I'll be looking at stuff he be doing now. I'm like, yeah, he for sure got that for me. Like he for sure be looking at people crazy. Like when I look at people like, what you talking about? He for sure got that look for. I'm like, oh man, he inherited this. So it's just little stuff I got to remember.
This is another thing that I don't know why people always do though. Like with the kids, like he's one, so we ain't talking about that. But
Yeah.
people always act like kids don't know shit. Like, oh, they only 5, they only 6, they don't know what's going on. If you remember what it smelled like when you walked in your grandmom's house when you was 5 and your ass is 30,
Yep.
why do you think that the 8-year-old don't remember what happened when he was 5? Like,
That's a fact.
For real.
Sorry.
People
My
don't know
daughter's
that
six.
time, though, like, and
My,
it don't make no sense.
my daughter's 6, and she asked one day. I picked her up from summer school. Can I take a picture on your phone? So, all right, yeah, go ahead. She already knows how to find my phone, how to get on my phone and take a selfie, whatever. The next thing I know, like I hear some noise on my phone. She done found out how she done found Netflix on my phone and went and started watching My Little Pony. Like I'm like, thank God I ain't had nothing
I thought
bad
that
on
was somewhere else.
any adult like content on
Yeah.
the thing. But like the fact that she knows how to go to find Netflix on my phone, basically like, man, what the heck?
This is
It's
why you
kids.
can't have. See, this is Mark. This is why you don't have nothing in your phone. Once you start passing the phone off to the kids, you can't have nothing in your phone. Just like
Nope.
Nick was
Listen,
talking
hey,
reckless, you have reckless in the
hey,
phone when you passing it off to the kids.
hey,
All right?
Hank, when he started talking, I didn't know where that was going, where that story was going, dog. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was like, why is there like what is she doing? And I'm looking like I'm watching My Little Pony. She just started laughing. I'm like, how do you find My Little Pony? And I looked at him like, she done went and got because her mama got Netflix on her phone, so she know
always tell my
she know what
kids,
the
Daddy don't got
Netflix
none of that in his
app
phone.
look like.
I tell my
Hey,
kids all the time, Daddy don't got YouTube in his phone, bro. I don't got Netflix. What are you talking about? That's on TV only.
Dog, my son figured out that when you go, if you touch the screen on YouTube, he sees a little ball where you can slide everything up and you could like make everything move. Dog, he didn't figure that all the way out already. He didn't figure out how to press end up on the calls. He knows the red button. He know the red button leads to something already.
You gonna come in, he gonna have a 9-9 gorilla going, and you ain't gonna know what's going on.
that's what I'm about to say. That's what I'm about to say. Hey, Nick, somebody making beats in a minute.
Hey, look. Hey, like Mark said, I might have been 2T already. He might as well start around the pass block already.
I'm saying, get him on a couple of them Oklahoma drills. You know what I'm saying?
Either that or I hit a baseball.
I tell big fella once he gets situated, you know what I'm saying, let his AAU coach know we get with Custom Hustle World Hype will get our jerseys just right.
I got you.
All right, now we're gonna switch it up a little bit and dive into y'all a little bit. Since I did just tap into that a little bit. 9-9 Gorilla.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let the folks know for the music situations, you know what I'm saying? How you making all of that happen? What's going on over there?
Man, look, I've been doing music on again, off again since I was in like high school. I've been around music for a long time. My brother used to do music. I've been seeing people, like I've been to shows. I've seen people like I done seen stuff like people be this close away from blowing up, and I just seen how they mess the situation up. And I put all those experiences in, and I just, when it comes to me personally, I'm like, I put all that into effect, and I try to, like, the artists that I work with, I try to tell them stuff like that. But I can only say so much. I let people do their own thing, but they eventually figure it out. And I've used that, and even just the knowledge of music I know, all the genres of music that I try to listen to when I make my beats and everything, I put that into perspective. Some of my favorite producers I've noticed are pretty much, they're multi-genre artists, producers, sorry. So I try to put that in perspective, even listen to genres of music I never even heard of before. Like I just started listening to Japanese 80s music.
Excuse me?
Dog. Japanese 80s music, and if you hear it, it'll sound like something you've heard before, but then they start speaking Japanese, you're like, what the hell? But it sounds cool, bro. I've heard Japanese jazz, all that before.
You said Japanese jazz is what you said?
Yeah, Japanese jazz.
There's a lane for everything, and if niggas ain't feel the lane, cut hard to the basket. Now,
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get syncing. Forget producing for artists. Artists, you going to go so far. Syncing is where it's at. You're trying to get on the TV shows, the movies, video games. That's where I'm trying to make my way towards.
And if somebody's trying to get a beat or somebody's trying to do a collab type situation, Nick, where would they be able to, get some of the music from, get some of the beats and all of that information?
If you need anything, music production wise, tap in with me. Follow me at 99gorilla on Instagram and DM me. I got y'all. Or if y'all hit me up on my email, 999biz NYNE, the number 9 BIS at Gmail.
It's a BIS.
BIS.
Now we're gonna shift to Mark. Now he showed up late, but we still gonna let him go. Now, Mark, talk to us about no
Oh
rule.
man. Oh shit. We on a hiatus right now. You know what I'm saying? We got to get everybody on the same page, doing the same thing. Having 3 different people with 3 different personalities, sometimes it can that can be rough because everybody had their own mindset, want to do their own thing. So at this present moment, we trying to let things figure it out, let things flow, and then come back to the table and see if we can get our minds right to do the right thing. But we're on a little hiatus right now.
Now, John, we're gonna go to you. Talk a little bit about sports for you.
Sports for You, #1 sports podcast in the world. Every Tuesdays and Fridays on YouTube, youtube.com/sports for you podcast. It's me. It's my brothers Mark and Nick. Every
True.
Tuesday and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, roughly. We also stream on Facebook and Twitter at Sports for You Podcast. We on IG at Sports for You Podcast. And what we try to do is bring sports. We try to bring the local flavor because obviously we all reside in LA, but we definitely want to bring a local flavor to the national sports scene where it doesn't just be so, the typical national sports, a lot of East Coast bias, but we try to keep it.
Wow, throw us under the bus much?
Nah, look, man, I love
Hey,
shout out to
hey
Philly.
dog, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
99gorilla does not affiliate with Jay Watts' opinions of the East Coast bias.
That's crazy.
These are not the thoughts of those people of Sports Review Podcast or Townhouse Media. But what we try to do is we try to make sure we keep it lighthearted. We try to keep everything balanced because obviously I know sometimes certain topics can get heavy towards certain regions of the globe, but we try to always make sure we find that balance where we're talking the local sports, but definitely more on the national level because right now we got football coming up. Right now summer basketball's on hiatus, even though you got summer league and baseball. As much as we all love baseball, we all know baseball is more of a regional sport. We all got our squads. I'm a Dodgers fan. Mark's a Braves fan. Nick's an Angels fan. I know you're probably a Phillies fan, but it's more of just trying to make.
I'm more of just playoffs. I'm more of just a playoffs fan. I can watch in the playoffs. You can't catch me for game 28 though.
That's the only time I watch non-Dodgers baseball is the playoffs.
Hey, Hype, I know a lot of people that feel that way though.
Obviously, but a lot of niggas ain't gonna keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna try to They're gonna cap their way through an answer, knowing they ain't watched none of these games.
Yeah, but I'm like John. If it ain't a Braves game, and now I watch Dodger games now, but if it ain't, I'm not really watching baseball neither.
I'll catch you in the playoffs. Now, I got one more for y'all. I didn't even tell y'all about this because I wanted to catch you off guard. I want live reactions and answers to these questions. I got 2 joints for you. You pick which one you want to do. We could do Hype on a hot seat where you throw a random question at me and I'll give you an answer, or you just tell me when somebody asks you, yo, you know the boy Hype, what do you think?
All right.
John, we're gonna start with you.
Okay, I'm gonna start with boy. You know, Hype, what you think? What you think about all this AI stuff, man?
Who, Allen Iverson?
No, well, we already know how Philly feels about AI. AI is a god in Philly. But everything's on, and you obviously work in the entertainment world, and even in what you do professionally, has that as AI kind of got involved with that, especially with the concerts and stuff like that, and everything you're doing on the podcast and on the radio side.
Nah, for us, that's more of a labor type thing. Until they make the machine that's gonna be able to build a stage, we good on the work side. And as far as like all of the different hustles and all, nah, we ain't have no issues and no problems with none of that because all my stuff is ran by me. And I like being able to do all of it. I'm control freak to the max.
Mm.
If I can't put my hands on it and be physically doing it, I don't really want to trust the computer to do it. Like I gotta trust the computer to upload it, but I gotta be the one to, put those fine tunes on it.
Mm.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's good.
Mark,
I like that. I like that sound.
go ahead, Mark.
And I've been trying to think of a good question. With the cleaning business, and if it's somewhere far, like how would you access somebody that's like further away outside of Philly or outside of East Coast?
Like I always say, if you make it worth my while, I'll slide. If you tell me, yo, I got something that we need to get done out here in LA, it got to be something that's worth us coming to LA to pay for flight, hotels, and all of that. It got to be a project that's going to generate us some money. It got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't come out here to cut. You can't come out here to cut 1 yard. You know what I'm saying? And you just spent a couple $100 on a flight, a hotel, and you just made $65. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
gotta make it make sense. That's why the caveat is always there. If you make it worth my while, I'll slide.
So if somebody wanted you to, like, let's say for example, like their yard, like their house, all that, you wouldn't fly out here and do that?
What's the number? What's the house looking like? We gotta scout all of that.
All right.
You gotta see all of that.
I'm gonna throw out, like, I'm using an example like on the size of my house. So say it's like 3-4 bedroom, 2 baths. It's a nice sized backyard, and let's say for example the weeds in the backyard about half my height.
All right, so Nick is giving y'all, a good layout of his situation, and y'all know things are good over there. What you need done? You need new floor. You need new floors. You need a reconstruction. Do you need a new roof? You just want the house clean? Like, what's the situation? That's why I said.
Let's say for example, you want like the whole house clean and need like new floor. Let's say something like that. Now, I'm trying to think of something that would be worth your while. Like make your way out here. I'm trying to see where that would be at.
So you need a deep clean, and you need new floors, and you need the joints cut. I mean, we would have to look at the photo. It's all about. This is how the cleaning jobs always work. The cleaning jobs are all about what does it look like. I hate when people call me and ask me like, "Oh, yo, I need a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. How much you can charge me? What does it look like? How bad is it?" We had a house my cousin sent me where there's a bunch of dog shit in the house. Somebody moved out and they just need to get it cleaned out and run it out again. It's like, okay, that's what brooms, gloves, and dustpans are for. We gonna charge you a little extra, but we can get it. But I can't give you a price without physically me looking at it and going, I'm gonna need 3 people to pay. I'm gonna have to pay 3 people to come do this job. I'm gonna have to spend X amount to get rid of this trash. Like all of that goes into those cleaning jobs, and you can't figure that out through somebody's word. Because a nigga will send you some pictures of just the left side and missed all the shit that's over here on the right side. Just because they want you to quote them that number, and then when you get there, say, "Oh, you told me it was this." Lad, that's not how this is gonna work out. So, for an out of town joint like that, we're gonna have to zoom the situation. You're gonna have to walk through all the square footage of the crib to show me this joint, and then we're gonna have to come up with a number. And if the number makes sense, then we slide. If the number don't make sense, then we can't slide because it always has to make sense.
And then we can have hype on the show in real life. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, man, exactly. Listen, international hype is not just a hashtag; it's a way of life. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's all the listeners that was probably from out of state that was inquiring.
I mean, copy that. We like to tackle it all over here. Full-time hustler. I got everything but coke.
There you go.
Sports for you. I appreciate y'all coming on. We've been trying to make this second appearance happen for a minute. That was episode 113. Shouts out to my guys on the West Coast. We are